Hey Alliance family, I'm here in Princeton, New Jersey at the Young Adults Conference. It's the fourth one that's been held. And one of the things I'd like to do in this video blog is just bring you along to some of the things that are happening in the broader Alliance family. I think you would be super encouraged. As I've watched young adults in these last hours just lean into worship passionately, attending seminars, all the conversations in the lobby, and just saying, I want to go after Jesus with all my heart. It's really encouraging to think about how God is going to continue His work through all of these young adults. And you know, it's something that I think we're seeing as part of the broader culture. Not just anecdotally, like in the last church I led, we saw in the last couple of years probably 30 to 40% of those who were baptized were young adults. It's also being seen statistically. In a report that recently came out called The State of the Church, young adults lead the resurgence in church attendance. And we're seeing that happen, not just in the U.S., but even globally. In the UK, Ryan Burge, a sociologist, reports that between 18 and 24-year-olds, that from 2018 to 2024, church attendance has gone from 4% to 16%. So it's quadrupled in 6 years. And then from 25 to 34 years old, it's gone from 4% to 13%, so tripling. And so just in these 6 years, we're seeing, wow, God is on the move among young people. If you're in that age category, I want you to know we're cheering you on. We're just so encouraged, and I'd like to just offer a couple of pieces of advice for both young adults and those to whom those young adult years are in your rearview mirror. If you're a young adult, just a couple of things. Number one, don't give up on the local church. I know there are times that you're probably frustrated. You wonder if there's going to be sufficient change. You wonder why the church isn't this or that. Just the fact that you're watching this video blog means that you're engaged in some way. And I want to encourage you to continue serving. Invite other young adults to join you. I can't tell you how much you're breathing life into your local church. Secondly, grab a cup of coffee with someone in the generation above you. They have stories to share, experiences. Ask them, what are they glad that they did in terms of spiritual rhythms as a young person? What do they wish they had done differently? What can you learn from their story? They'll be glad to interact and honor that you invited them into that conversation. And then third, run after Jesus with all of your heart. You will never regret that. Stay true to His word. Don't compromise with the world. There's so many things vying for your attention, things that the enemy wants to have as substitute idols in your lives. Fix your eyes on Jesus and go after Him with all your heart. To those of you who are maybe looking at the rearview mirror at your young adult years like I am, what can we do? You know, something I wish that I had done earlier is, and number one would be to speak words of life into young adults. The book of Proverbs says that your words have the power of life and death. And sometimes we maybe negate or underestimate the power of our words. Speak words of life, encouragement. Tell a young adult how you see God using them or the gifts that He's given them. Be the one who speaks life into them. Second, be humble. There's something about the power of humility. And there's so much we can learn from young adults who are in our lives. I can't tell you how much I've learned from young adults that I've had the privilege of serving with on a staff team or have been a part of a small group or in some way have interacted with. And God has helped me to see things in a new light and to have my eyes open to new things. So be humble and gracious with the next generation and learn from them. And then third, keep a list of young adults that you can pray for. Pray for victories. Pray for advances in their lives. Pray against enemy incursions and temptations that come their way. And when you do, you'll be a part of the harvest of what God does in their lives. I want to close with a passage of Scripture from Acts chapter 2, where it speaks about young men and young women, about young adults, and it says this in Acts 2, verse 17, in the last days. And I believe that includes where we are living today. God says, I will pour out my Spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Again, in the next verse, on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my Spirit in those days, and they will prophesy. I can't tell you how grateful I am for what God is doing among young adults in the Alliance and beyond. If that's your age category, can I just say I'm cheering you on? And let's together, intergenerationally, be a part of what Jesus is doing to advance His kingdom until the day He comes again. Thanks so much.